Now, another important part of summary statistics inside of Excel is going to be your quartiles. Quartiles might sound fancy, but all that we're doing is we're dividing stuff into 4 different parts or into quarters. So when we do this, what's actually happening is we're taking a set of data, we're going to order it from least to greatest or greatest to least, depending on how you're working with your data. And then after the data is ordered, we'll divide it into 4 different chunks. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in practice. If we go ahead and create a list of 12 different values here, the next thing that we're going to want to do is go ahead and order these from least to greatest. But in this case, it's already done for us. So the next thing that we want to do is divide these up into quarters. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this with the quartile function inside of Excel, but before we do that, I'm just going to go ahead and color code the 4 different sections here just to make it a little bit easier to understand. Now that you have that visualization, to get the first quartile, what I want to do here is I want to type equal sign and then quartile.inc for inclusive, and then we'll do the open parenthesis. Next, I'm going to go ahead and specify the entire range of cells that we want to look at. Then I'll go ahead and type comma, and then the value of 1 because we want it to return that first quartile or that first quarter. When I hit enter, we see that we get the value which is on the boundary of the first quartile and the second quartile. With this output, the way that you want to read it is that this is the boundary value between those two, and the different way to say that is that 25% of the records fall below this value and 75% of the records fall above this value. Now that we have the first quartile done, the next thing that we want to do is we want to specify the second quartile, which is the 50% range. So 50% of the records are above, 50% of the records are below. And because it's right in the middle, we have that other function that we just learned, which is the median function, which is also the same thing as the middle number. So essentially that median value, when we use the median calculation, that's going to be the same thing as specifying the second quartile. Now, if we want to get the third quartile, this is going to be very similar to getting the first quartile. We're just going to select that range, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to specify 3 because we want the third quartile. Now, there is a little nuanced thing about quartiles. If you want to read more about it, go ahead and check out some of the notes that I have in the information section below. And that's all that you have to do if you want to calculate quartiles. This can be a really important thing to have in your analytics toolbox because it helps you understand the distribution of records. By using quartiles, you can say that 25% of the records fall below a certain value and that 75% of them are above a certain value. Now that you know all about quartiles, you can go ahead and work with this on the transaction totals data. When we create our first quartile, we can see that the value is $9.73, which means that 25% of the records have an item total of less than $9.73, and then 75% of the records have an item total that's above that.